Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this section, I would like to talk about learning design. As we know that there are three major steps in mathematics learning. The first is introduction, the second is main activities, and the third is closing. Now let's talk about the introduction. To conduct an introduction in a session or in a meeting, first you have to greet your students. You can say Assalamualaikum, good morning, or good afternoon. After that, you can prepare the students' readiness to join the learning both physically and psychologically. For example, you can ask the students to prepare books and tools, inviting them to pray before starting the learning, and etc. And then you can start to motivate the students by telling why learning the material is important or telling the use of material in daily life context. Most important is that you have to do the apperceptions. Apperception is conducted through question and answer session. You can invite the students to recall the prerequisite material that will be useful to learn the new material that you will discuss. After that, you can tell the learning purpose. What is the target of the meeting you have to conduct? And then you can tell the scope of material, what is the topic to be learned today. After the introduction ends, then you can start to the main activities. Actually, main activities is designed according to a certain learning model. Learning model itself has certain or unique learning steps. You can choose one of them. For example, you can use problem-based learning, project-based learning, discovery learning, or cooperative learning. There are various types of cooperative learning you can choose. For example, the cooperative learning with STAD type. To conduct the STAD type, you can first distribute the students into heterogeneous groups consisted of 4 to 5 students, and then you can explain the material. Students can discuss the material, for example, using worksheet to guide the discussion, and after that you can address a quiz. There are only 4 simply steps of STAD type of cooperative learning. Another cooperative learning steps is the think, pair, share type. To conduct the TPS type, you can do first, students are distributed into heterogeneous group consisted of 5 or 4 to 5 students, and then you can address a problem and invite the students to think individually. This is the first type of the TPS type. And then the second, you can invite the students to discuss the problem you addressed previously in pair or probably in 3 groups. And every 2 pairs then regrouped again and share their findings within the group. Or the sharing session could be conducted in front of the classroom. I mean, it is the classroom, the whole classroom session sharing. Now, this is only the 3 steps of the think, pair, share type. Another is, for example, the problem-based learning steps. To conduct a problem-based learning, you can do the first is problem orientation, that teacher address a problem to students, tell the target should be achieved by the students, and then organizing groups that students are distributed into pairs or groups. And the third is guide individual and group investigation. And then developing product that, for example, students make a report, and then students are invited to reflect the problem solving steps. It is of course within the teacher guidance. They should think loud about their steps to solve the problems, if it was effective or not. Another model is the project-based learning. To conduct this, you can first determine the project, for example, collecting data or statistics or making summary of something, and then the students are invited to plan how to do the project, make schedule of it, and then doing the project, and then presenting the process and product, and finally they are invited to reflect all the steps and the product of the project-based learning. After all the main activities conducted, then we come to the closing activities. To conduct the closing activities, there are only 3 steps essential. The first is students are invited to make summary of the learning material. This is also conducted through question and answer with the teacher guidance. The second is teacher informs the next meeting material, and at last teacher ends the meeting. That's actually the 3 steps, 3 major steps of mathematics learning: the introduction, the main activities, and the closing activities. You can practice by yourself. Thank you.